I was just like you, sitting in my little apartment there in Conway, Arkansas. And I decided, man, I got to do something. Even though I was already in ROTC, I decided I need to step up to the plate and do something. So I did. I went out and joined reserves. And a military intelligence unit in Jonesboro, Arkansas. You know where Jonesboro is at? So I went to that, and that was about a 3-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive for a college student. And I lived on my own, by the way, since I was 17. So that was pretty tough to do. I did that for 4 years, and then I went on active duty for 26. But a little bit about my life here. I grew up in Arkansas. My dad was an Arkansas State policeman, and I lived here. I lived here in Arkansas all my life. And I was the youngest of five kids. My parents were from a little town in Ozark. You probably know where that's at, but it's up near Fort Smith. And we were, I think, not poor, but not really middle class. We were kind of in between. I was a state policeman. My dad was making about $300 a month, and trying to feed 5 kids. And my mom didn't work, but we made it. We had a great childhood, a great life. Moved around, lived in Bentonville for a little while, and then I graduated high school in Batesville, Arkansas. After that, I went to college at UCA. And my dad was a criminal investigator, and he was very, very good. In fact, he was honored as one of the best ever in the state of Arkansas. 90% of his cases were confessions. Hardly criminal. We're talking folks, rapists, murderers. Now, you can just imagine what chance I had as a kid growing up under him. We couldn't get away with anything. So I tell one story, which kind of brings it home, is again, I was the youngest of my kids. My brothers and sisters always made me do things and they blamed it on me. But the 3 of us were hanging around on a Sunday night. My parents had to leave for some reason. They said, "You guys do your homework, take a bath, do the dishes, go to bed." Right? Okay. Of course, we didn't have any intention of doing that. As soon as they left, we didn't do the dishes. We took our bath and we were watching TV. We thought, well, when the lights come down the road, we'll come turn off the TV and we're good to go. But we didn't have flat screen TVs back then. What we had was the old TV that had the tube in the back. And of course, it got real hot. So of course we weren't thinking that way as kids. And so we were watching TV and we saw the lights coming down the driveway. And one of my brothers said, "Quick, turn off the TV and get around the table after we're doing our homework." So we did. Of course, my mom bought it hook, line, and sinker. But my dad did it for a second. He called us all in and said, "Come here." Said, "Nobody watch TV?" Said, "No, sir. No, sir." Of course, then we all started getting a little nervous when we saw him just kind of ease over to the TV. And of course, then when he put his hand back in the back of the TV, he thought it was hot. He knew it was. That was it. We were busted. At that point, I learned never to lie. I learned from my father to do the right thing. So that pretty much just carried me through the rest of my life, to be honest with you. After I graduated college, I went on active duty in the military. I was an intelligence officer my entire career. I was what we call a counterintelligence and human intelligence officer. Served in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Bosnia. I was commander in 2 of those countries. I served a couple of years in the DMZ in Korea. Y'all know where that's at. Henry John was there. And I also was a military attaché in Prague, Czech Republic. And I tell people, look, if it was a 3-lettered agency at one point or another I worked for and was assigned to it during my career in the D.C. area. So I just had a great career. I loved it. In fact, I worked for General Franks down at CENTCOM when I was there. In fact, I got there just a week after the Col bombing, USS Col bombing in October of 2000. And I literally hit the ground running. As soon as I got there, I was General Frank's counterintelligence staff officer. And as soon as I got there, we hit the ground running. Had the Col bombing, but nobody really paid attention. You know why? You know what was going on around October, November of 2000? Hanging Chad. Everybody was focused on hanging Chad. And we had a major crisis. We knew there were problems, but nobody in the administration at that time would listen to us. In the Clinton administration and when the Bush administration came in, they had so much on their plate. I'm not giving excuses, but they didn't focus on it. And of course, it wasn't long after that we had 9/11. So, and we were leaning forward in the foxhole as we stayed in the military from then on. I don't think I got a day off over a year when I was there. But it was a lot of fun. Military career was great. But I had to retire at some point. In my particular career field, there are no general positions. So they said, we got another little job we can send you, or you can think about doing something else in life. And I decided I'd go ahead and retire. I took a consulting job. Actually, I formed my own company. And I was a consultant for the Department of Defense starting in January this at a 2-year contract. But along about January, February time frame, my mind started changing a little bit. When I saw that they passed the stimulus bill, you know what I'm talking about, guys? This thing's this thick, that they have less than nah, I'm a slow reader. But it would take me a month to do that. I mean, really, unbelievable. Nobody read it. That's my point. Nobody read it. They passed it. And I thought, in the military, I would have been relieved hardly my job if I had done that. So that was one. The second thing that really got me upset at this administration and changed my mind on what I was going to do with my life was that they were going to make military guys pay for their injuries. We're talking guys like you who entered the military, do the right thing. A lot of guys went over there, got hurt, they came back, and they were going to have to use their own insurance to pay for their own injuries. And I don't know about you, but the country that I grew up in, I would never even think of such a thing. And that's why I thought, no, they had to unscrew me out of the ceiling on that one, once I heard that. Then the third was on the 15th of April, I was in Richmond, Virginia. I went by, there was a tea party. And I went by, it was on the radio, coming out of the tea party, and I'd heard about it, but I really didn't know what it was going to be about. And I went there, what I saw was a bunch of good people. Lots of guys just your age too, not older people. I mean, they were older people, but young guys and young kids. Not one vulgar sign, nothing. They were just scared to death that they were losing their country, and they needed leadership. And one of the speakers said, "Look, maybe there'll be somebody that will emerge from this group." And I thought, you know what, I can do that. I've got 29 years of leadership. I don't know anybody anything. I can quit this job, and I can live on my retirement, and I can come back, and I can do this, and I won't owe anybody, and I can do the right thing. I can vote the right way. I don't want to take any money from special interest or have any pressure because, I don't need the job. I'm doing it because I want to. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for my kids. In fact, I got a little one. Today is Tuesday, right? It's 20 weeks old. Little one. And so I'm 49 years old. I'm starting over, so I should get a vote for that. Believe me. When I talk to the older folks, people my age, they listen to me and say, "Man, we're not going to vote for you in the same." There's a lot of effort. I love kids. I love the internet. And I think it's important that we all get involved. And I'm glad that you guys are here tonight because it's all about your country. It's all about your future. My generation now, the generation just ahead of me, we're making decisions that you guys have to take. And I mean, my little kid, my little son is just born. He's $39,000 in debt right now. And he has no clue. And just wait with the interest and all that, it's going to be much more. We are caving ourselves in debt. I think David's talked to you a little bit about that. So anyway, so I decided to get in. I decided to make a difference, and I decided that I could do it because I think I'm the best qualified. I think I have I've been over 40 different countries. Pretty much, I understand the Middle East. I understand what's going on there. I understand world events and how it applies to our country. We need somebody to go to the United States Senate that's got that kind of experience. Nothing wrong with people who stay in Arkansas, but I just don't think my opponents have the necessary experience to be able to be an effective senator. And I think that I do, and that's why I'm in this race. I intend to win it, and with your help, and with your support, because I think the college people of this state, you are relevant, guys. When I was your age, we weren't involved in politics at all. I mean, I don't join the military. I don't even remember if there was a young Republican in my company. I'm almost positive it wasn't. Nobody was involved because, everybody was just, the country was going along. So the fact that you're here, the fact that you care, means something. You got to get out and you got to influence other people. Just the fact that you're involved, it means a lot. And I'm not going to do it like that. When I told Col Webb, he and I were talking, you know what Col Webb is? Col Webb is the chairman of the Arkansas Republican Party. And I told Col a few months ago,